Welcome to all the classic car enthusiasts. Working back on the XK, the Jaguar XK 150 Roadster again. Since the video I put up of it showing that this thread was nulled, it was over tightened basically, and it collapsed collapsed, but it damaged the thread. It's extremely difficult to get out, and quite a few people have come up with some good ideas, some good advice and tricks, and I actually have an endoscope which I use for checking internally in cars and things to make sure the rust is completely out, or where it's damaged or where it needs to be cut out. So I've actually checked it now, but I will show you it. The screen on these don't really show up well on camera, but I can assure you, you can see very well inside. You can see where a few paint flecks and a bit of WD-40 is dropped inside, and somebody mentioned why not try and get a hoover on it, a tube and a hoover. So this is exactly what we're going to do. So what I'll do is, firstly, I'll pick up the endoscope and show you. As I say, the screen might be fuzzy to you, but you can see very well, you know, with your natural eye. Very good piece of kit, and not that expensive. Apparently, somebody even mentioned you can buy some small kit that will go with your iPhone or something. So, you know, it's a nice idea if you want to go and check something or inspect something internally. Anyway, so I'll put it on. As I say, I'll try and show you, but it won't show up very well. Maybe I can get a mirror to hold the camera while I hold the endoscope at some point in the video so you can see it. What I'll do is I'll show you a clean cylinder, where you can see the piston crown is completely clean, and then you can see the little bit of it seems like there's very little swarf in there. There's a few little tiny paint chip-ins, and you have to remember these are magnified massively. And then what I've done is I've adapted the hoover. Used an old somebody bought me some time ago a pump, and it was off a 3-litre bottle of vodka, and it had a pump in it. You can't lift the bottle up, it's so big, you have to pump it out into a smaller one. And what I've done is I've used the tube onto this hoover. So the idea is I can actually put that down inside the cylinder and suck out as much as we possibly can, and then we can inspect it again and have another look. So without further ado, I'll turn this on. You can see this is the endoscope here, and when I switch it on, you'll see the light come on here. You can see the light gets brighter. Now, I don't think that screen will show up particularly well. Maybe it will. Maybe not. But as I say, I can see inside really well, and I can see. I don't think that's gonna show. I don't think that will. I'm trying to keep both. Possibly see that little bit of debris inside. So I'll go to the clean cylinder, and you can see there's quite a bit of difference there. So the next operation will be to get the hoover and then clean it out, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so I just I got a request from one of the viewers. It's actually for his dad, and his name is Adrian Edwards, and he dropped me a comment saying that his dad, when he was a young lad, his dad had shown him how to work on cars. They'd built a 1275 GT, I believe, together, and some other bits and pieces. So his dad had passed on his love of cars to his son, which is a great thing. You know, it's the same. I think with Graham and Dave Stockdale and John, I think it's Aylott, I think it's pronounced. You'll have to put me right, John, and your dad, if it's wrong. It's good when the father and sons or grandchildren or anybody younger get involved with cars, because these cars won't be preserved, or they won't be looked after, or when we're not here and when we're dead and gone. So I want to do a couple of quick shout outs. So as I said, I want to do a shout out for Ron Edwards, which is Adrian's dad, and say to him, well, anybody who can pass that on to a son or a daughter or whoever is pretty damn good in my book. That's they're the heroes that pass this stuff on and keep the whole thing going, basically. The other one is I just want to say a thank you to Adam, Bruce, Norman and John for their advice about vacuuming out this cylinder. So I've made something up, as you will see. I've made something up in on the vacuum cleaner, and I've used my endoscope to check inside, so you'll see all that. And the last two is Matt from Urchfab. That's URCHFAB. He's actually he's got an old 100E pop, not the sit up in bed one, but the squarer one, and he's going to put it onto either an MX-5 or an MX-7. I think really interesting. He's going to make it like a drift car or a circuit car, and he's transplanting the body on top of it because it was pretty shot. And it's nice to see at least part of the car being reused again. And John Ilott, I'm sure it's Ilott. It's Jon, John, as in instead of HN, AYLOTT. John, they're doing a mini pickup, and they made a beautiful job of it. Really nice. It's going to be great when it's finished. And they've got about 51 subs at the moment, so let's see if we can get them up to a couple of hundred. You know, you guys can do it because it's a really interesting build, especially the pickup, because they're so different on the back as opposed to a standard mini. Anyway, so as I say, I just wanted to give those guys a shout out and a thank you and a thumbs up to them for some of their ideas. This is the great thing about YouTube. You know, all the negative stuff is minor in comparison, but people want to help or give advice or whatever, and you know, there's always something you don't think of. You know, nobody's perfect, that's a fact. And it's just nice when people are concerned and want to help and give good tips and so on and so forth. Of course, like everything with advice, you have to sort out in your mind what's usable and what's not, and so on and so forth. But generally, people, it's out of the goodness of their heart they're doing it. And just lastly to Tom Shorrock, that last video you put up, Tom, this is Total Car Reviews. Great channel. His editing is brilliant, the content's brilliant, and the car looks superb. It's unbelievable that this is the first time he's restored a car. It seems quite incredible. And just like Josh Smith, I mean, but Josh is a really young lad, and I'm pretty sure there's not many of us would have attempted. I certainly wouldn't, and I'd love cars all my life. I certainly would have never attempted or thought about doing that at his age. So, thumbs up to him. Okay, he's not getting everything right, but it's first time, you know, but he's giving it a go, and that's what I like. I like the fact that he's having a go at it. And by the time he's in his 20s, or early 20s, he's going to have this down pat. So, nice one on the car, Tom. The interior looks absolutely superb, or as you young guys say, really sick, man. Anyway, catch you in the next bit. Bye for now. So I don't know if this will show up, maybe it will. You can see, if you can just move it around a little bit, you can see how nice and clean. If he goes to the number 2 bore, you can see how clean it looks. And then if he comes back, you can now see the number on number 1 on the piston crown. If he goes in a bit more, you can just see there. See the number in the corner? What is it? 80? Yeah, 83 or something, 80 something. Anyway, so we've got it out, and to prove the point, so they are a good little bit of kit. I bought this many years ago. In fact, he didn't even know we had it. So yeah, it's been sitting in the drawer. But if you look here, you can see. Hopefully you can see all the where is it? You can see all the crap inside it. Just turn it on. Oh, it's not up high enough. There you go. So you can see. Can you put it behind the other way? There you go. Where are we? It's not in the camera shot. You can see all the crap and swarf up inside there, and bits of paint. We will actually turn it over. I mean, obviously, if we turn it over with a piston out, the valves are going to be open because obviously being 4-cycle. But even if it goes it's blown down the exhaust. It's not a big deal. It's very, very minor swarf in there. So and do we just quickly show we because we had the endoscope out, we thought we'd have a quick look in the chassis. So this is, he's going to go into my chassis first. So this is brand new. And you have to imagine this has been powder coated, but only on the outside. And, oh yeah, I'll hold it. So he's going to go into the chassis. What you'll see is that if you just put a bend in it before you go in, yeah. So what you'll see is some surface rust, obviously. Keep going down. No, it's too much. There we go. Can you come back down the other? There you go. You can see there's a little bit of surface rust there, but this is all going to be wax oiled when it's finished. But you can see it's all brand new as he comes out. You can see there's a bit of surface rust there. Hang on, I don't know if it's showing up. It's hard to do it on camera, guys, but you can see there's a little bit of surface rust, but the wax oil will completely cover that, because we'll use cans and cans on it. So now he's going to put it into Johann's. Just move that out of the way. So he's going to put it into Johann's, and you see the difference. And this is why I went for a new. Maybe use that one at the. Oh yeah, whichever. There you go. Right. So the lights just come. Yeah. Now start. Just slow down. So I'm trying to get it in view. Yeah. So yeah, really slowly. So you can see the corrosion in that chassis. The internal corrosion. And this has been dipped. Yeah. Just come back a little bit. Go in that one there. Yeah. So he's gone into another bit there. And as he goes in, you can see the corrosion in there. And this is going to be wax oiled as well, but you can see there is corrosion and bad pitting in there. So, yeah, I think that's the proof of the pudding.
You can see here.
Okay, and this is in that leg there, which you can actually get into. But hang on, yeah, there you go. Look at that. Look at that in the corner. This is the great thing about these endoscopes. And they're not that expensive. And somebody mentioned you can actually buy a little kit for a small amount of money and attach it to your phone. Apparently, you can. Yeah, that's what somebody's just said on a comment. So there you go. So that's that chassis there. Okay, so I think that's proof of the pudding. We will obviously be wax oiling these chassis from end to end. I have a special gun kit. And we'll obviously do this one as well, but it just shows you that's been dipped in acid, but who knows how long it was between dipping in acid and galvanising. And it doesn't look like there's much galvanising inside there to me. So, you know, this galvanising thing is, so this is a cupboard I have, and this is the kit that we use. This is a really nice kit. Can you hang on to that one? Yep. So this is a really nice kit that we use for wax oiling. And then they've got different, I'll show you the, so we have different parts for it. So this is, what is this one? No, that's actually an extension for, this is a cable for, can I take this? Yep. This is a cable for putting a drill through massive angles, you can see it there. But you can see there's different ones here, and this one here is nice because as this, it probably won't show up, but it has a swirl pattern on the end. Oh, it's hard to get it in the camera. There you go. It's got a swirl pattern on the end, and that will go right up. That spot it's got to be a metre long, I guess. Probably a metre or so long, and you can even put extensions in that, I think. So yeah, that's it. It's nice having the right gear. It's not always possible to have it all, but what I'd say to you guys is, if a lot of this stuff is out your reach, then maybe join together and buy something and then share it. That's probably a good way to do it, or get together as a club or a bunch of guys. It's a good way, like Mini Dobie does it. You know, there's 4 or 5 of them in one garage, and they share the gear. Share. So